Mayor Andrews is out of town, so you get to put up with me tonight, so
We get to.
we'll buzz right through here. All the meeting to order. Any citizens' comments, public comments? I welcome you all to the meeting tonight, and do we have a consideration for the approval of the agenda?
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Consider approval of the minutes of February 11 and 20. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Uh, Consider the approval of the consent calendar. Rush Stop liquor license, Wildwood Golf Course liquor license, and several curb stop repairs, and the payment of claims. Any discussion?
I would so move. Second.
Roll call.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye. I think the only business the mayor has is down in Florida tonight, so I'm not going to talk about that. Item number 9. Request from the CAR car for the car show on July 14th. Anybody here with them? Trudy, you got the request in writing.
I do. I thought Christopher said somebody would be here, but something happened, I guess. So, yeah, it's the same request as it's been in the past, and unfortunately, it sounds like this is the last year for it. They just are running out of members and people able to step up and do it. So, it's a sad thing. But anyway, same
This
request.
will be on July 14th
Correct.
in Central Park.
Mm.
Jackson to Clark.
Normally is it where they have it?
Is that normally where they have it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really. He just said it was the same, so I grabbed it and threw it in.
No. Do we have
So move. Second.
roll call?
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Another little busy item on the calendar, public hearing on the year-end 20 budget. You doing that one, or Steve?
Well, I guess we didn't talk about it. It doesn't matter to me, I guess.
I just, yeah, we've completed the process, going through the fiscal year 20 budget. This year we've had a couple of larger projects in with the budgeted expenditures, one of them being the potential fiber to the home project, which would be about a $12 million project, and the wastewater treatment plant project, which could be upwards of about $20 million. So those fit in there, kind of, distort maybe the numbers a little bit, but we show a total operating expenditures $40,251,814 for fiscal year 20. As far as a levy rate, that translates to a levy rate that'll be $15.90. That is up approximately 7 cents from last year. It also includes, one of the new things that we've taken on is the transit service. So there's a good portion of that we have a separate levy for transit, so that makes up for a lot of the increase in the levy rate. Yeah, I think overall we have a pretty good budget. We worked pretty hard on it and came down with something. Everybody compromised a little bit, and we came together and have a good budget to approve. So I'll entertain any questions.
Increase in the levy rate amounts to 0.44%, which I think is really good. Thank the staff and everybody for the work that we've done on getting that put together. Any other comments?
I would just wonder how long we're going to be able to keep doing that with the budget, though.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be real tough as years move on.
It doesn't get any easier.
No, that's for sure.
Any other comments? Do we have a motion?
I'd so move.
Second.
Roll call.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Item 9C. No, item 10. We don't have a 9C.
Say, where's that? I couldn't find it.
Consider the source.
Okay, item 10A, consider resolution 2519 approving the lien release for 601 South Jackson. You have that in your file.
Go through oral comments.
You know what? We did
Steve?
not.
I'm
did
not
we?
Judy?
No, we did not.
We got Addie here to come up and kind of
Jerry,
Heidi?
can
It's
we
part of
hold
our
on?
housing rehab program. and
Excuse me a
release
minute,
it.
wait a
Can
minute.
we hold on just one second? We actually need to open and close the public hearing on the budget. We did not do that, did we?
I'm
Yeah.
thinking we went pretty fast through
Thank
that.
Sorry,
you,
Heidi.
Keith. I'm just trying
You
to
got
keep up here.
preempt.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry,
Protocol.
Heidi.
Little protocol. Okay,
Yeah.
go back to item 9B.
Yeah. Let's
Make
open the
this,
hearing.
make this legal.
Yep.
I can open the hearing,
Yes,
right?
you do open the hearing. Yep.
Open the hearing on the budget for year-end 2020.
Correct.
Affidavit in public.
Yes, sir.
Publication, any written comments or objections?
None.
Oral comments or objections? Move to close the hearing.
Second.
Okay, consider resolution 29,
Did you move?
2419.
You moved to close.
I moved, he
I
said.
seconded.
Yep.
It seemed weird.
Yep. And then we just need to do a roll call vote on that, I think, don't we?
Yep.
Do we need a motion or just a roll call vote?
Motion
Need a motion for the budget again.
No.
to
Close the
close
hearing.
it. To close it, and then
Close.
we'll do a
We
roll
did
call.
that.
He
Yeah.
made the motion.
I made the
I know he
motion.
did, but then do
Second.
we do a vote on it then,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
So we need to
Do a
vote.
vote on that,
Need
and
a
then we're
motion to
done.
vote.
Yeah, and then we're
Move
done.
to adopt, right?
When's Dean coming back?
Just call
Well, I
for
was
it.
doing good
Just
until
call
these
for a
two
vote.
got in
Call
my
for the
ears
vote.
here.
Call for a vote, Jerry.
Okay, we need a vote.
Yep. Star,
Aye.
Yeager,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Hammond,
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
And we've already done the resolution to adopt
Boy,
it, so we're good to go.
that was
Let's go
pretty
on.
tough.
Yep, sorry about that, Jerry.
I thought
Thank
that was
you,
gonna be
Keith,
a
for catching
simple
that.
item.
I was
Heidi,
busy
you
trying
still
to get
here?
things right. Yeah.
Redo the resolution
Okay, item 10A,
prior to the hearing.
resolution 2519, approving lien release for 601 South Jackson. Heidi?
Heidi Nielsen, I'm the city's housing director. The homeowner of this property participated in the owner-occupied rehabilitation program in 2012. As a result of the participation, the city grant provided $24,371 of improvements to the property, and the homeowner is required to maintain that property as their principal place of residence for 5 years. We place a lien on the property, so the city's interests are protected until that 5 years is up. The 5 years is up now. Search on the property shows that the property owner is still the deed holder on the property, and they receive the homestead credit. So we're asking that the lien be released.
Okay. Any questions of Heidi?
Let's see, is this property 601 or 301? I got,
Oh,
the resolution says 301, and,
601.
later on it says 301.
okay,
Yeah, I
just make sure we
noticed
have that
Yeah,
correct in
601.
the resolution.
601?
This property I had gone through as being on the committee, and the improvements in this home were tremendous. And
I
even
agree.
driving past today, it's still, she's maintained that home, so I'm very pleased. That's what this program is supposed to do.
Yes.
Mayor, before anybody takes any action on this, I think it'd make Brad and I feel better if we pass that resolution on the adoption of the budget. Now that we had the public hearing, we went through that, we should finalize that by adopting the resolution.
On the budget.
Yeah.
We did.
Post-hearing.
Oh, post-hearing.
You've had the-
Gotcha.
Yep. So before we take action on this item,
Okay.
if we could have a motion, second, and roll call to
I
approve
was-
the resolution.
I was wondering about that.
That would
Hang
make
on,
us feel
Heidi,
better.
We'll get back to you.
I
Okay.
would,
I'd so move.
I would second to adopt the budget.
Correct.
Okay.
Roll call.
Yeager,
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Well, Heidi, you still here?
At the
Yeah, I
same
did
time,
notice that on the agenda, on the one item has the address at 601, and the resolution number 2519 has the address at 301, but the correct address is
601.
601, yeah.
I would move to release this.
I'd second.
roll call?
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye. Thanks,
Thank you.
Heidi. Oh, the next resolution is regarding the landfill, and I'm your representative on the landfill committee. What did I do with that? I gave you a summary of the annual report, annual budget, annual audit on the landfill, and summarize it, and you can read it at your leisure. But generally speaking, it's been a fairly good year, routine year for the landfill, with the exception They put in a new cell, cell number 3. And that came at a price of about 1.2 million. It started in the fiscal year end 18. The landfill's on a September 30 year end, so it started in fiscal year 18, and they completed it in November of 19. And it was about a 1.2 million. The numbers show some negative numbers in here, but remember the landfill, like the city, is on a cash basis accounting, so you expense all that landfill in the year that you spend it. We planned on what was happening, and it's working out that way. So while we had a major negative expense on the audit, we actually had an improvement in our cash position of about $400,000. So they're doing very well. And just for your information, the new cell is approximately 5 acres, and that would be 5 football fields large. They dig down 10 feet and they lay a coating on the bottom of it and blah blah blah, and that's how they build their cell. So, and this cell should last 7 to 10 years. They presently have enough room for 7 cells, the land that they own, and this new cell, cell 3, should last, they say, 8 to 10 years. So they're pretty well set for the future under the way it's currently operating. So you can look at that at your leisure, and any questions I can answer later, I'll be glad to, or now. Any questions? So this is the annual audit to the cities, of which we should approve. Any questions? Then I'll move.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call?
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Item 10C, consider third and final reading of Ordinance 1127, vacating a portion of 6th Avenue and alleyways at 500 North Grand.
Yes, this is in regard to vacating certain right-of-ways up at the 500 North Grand building, the old middle school. And if you recall, the reason we're doing this is just to clear up some of the proceedings that were not correctly followed in the original street vacation. And what we're revacating is 6th Avenue between North Grand and B, and then the alley that's between North Grand and B Street from 5th Avenue up to the original 6th Avenue, and then that portion of that alley between original 6th Avenue to the relocated 6th Avenue. The Planning and Zoning Commission, they're recommending that the vacation be approved. The council held a public hearing in the first reading at the February 4th meeting. At the last meeting, passed the second reading. We've not had any comments for or against this, so I would recommend the third reading, as well as authorizing the clerk to publish the approved ordinance.
Okay, any questions of John?
I'd so move for the third reading.
Second.
Roll call?
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
We have the third reading, Mike?
Ordinance number 1127, an ordinance vacating a portion of 6th Avenue and alleyways at 500 North Grand Avenue.
That takes care of that.
We need to adopt and publish. Motion to
We
adopt.
have to have a motion on that? So we need a motion to adopt and publish
so
the
move.
ordinance. Keith?
Second.
moved. Second. Roll call?
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Thank you. D, consider the first reading of Ordinance 1128, amending Chapter 100 of the Code of Ordinances pertaining to the connection of sump pump systems to the storm water sewer system. Steve or John, want to shoot that one? John?
Yeah. As we discussed at the last planning session, And as you know, we've actually had several instances lately where residents are connecting to either subdrains or a storm sewer system to take care of their sump pump discharge water and keep it out of the streets. And what we've been doing is allowing that by individual private agreements, and we've talked about how what we want to do is amend the ordinance so we can take care of that and by code rather than actually having to have individual agreements each time. So, and that's what this is, Ordinance 1128. Basically, it allows, by permit, it'll allow residents to connect either a subdrain or a storm sewer. It establishes the size of the discharge line, and then as part of that permit, then the connection will be inspected. Also provides an indemnification for the city, just like all the private agreements have had. And then lastly, an important part of this ordinance is a requirement to connect if it becomes a nuisance, if the discharge is making a nuisance. There's a requirement that the property owner has to connect to a subdrain or a storm sewer system if it's available. So I'd recommend approval of the first reading of Ordinance 1128.
Okay, any questions of John?
John, can you give me some examples of what a nuisance is?
Well, excess water, and like in the winter time, like at this time, it creates a lot of icing, but especially in the summertime, creates more of a problem with moss and mildew on the pavement. Also, just it's actually hard on pavements to have always being inundated with water.
Missouri Avenue Missouri Avenue, would that be an example of that?
Yes, up in North Missouri Avenue area.
And there is a provision too which prohibits discharge at neighboring properties or public right-of-way, so that's a little more clear too than trying to potentially argue something to.
When you require that connection, would that be underground all the way?
Correct, yes.
So the property owner would be required to put it underground,
Yes.
which could be kind of expensive.
Well,
Okay? Any
Yep.
other comments?
Be a lot cheaper than having water backup in your basement, I would think.
That's
though,
true.
Constantly. I would so move for Ordinance 1128.
Second.
Roll call?
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
And can we have the first reading, Keith?
An ordinance amending Chapter 100 of the Charles City Code of Ordinances by adding the new sections 100.13, 100.14, 100.15, and 100.16 for the purpose of providing for regulations for the connection of sump pump systems into the public stormwater sewer system. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Item E, consider resolution 2719, setting the date for public hearing and additional action on proposals to enter into GO loan agreements and to borrow money thereunder.
I can take this one, Steve.
Okay.
This might look familiar to you, and that is because we did do this already. We had the public hearing set for tonight, actually, and this borrowing is split up into two different issuances. One's an essential corporate purpose, the other one is a general corporate purpose. They unfortunately have two different publication guidelines for publishing. One is a 4 and 20, and the other one is a 10 and 20. So I was all ready to make the 4 and 21, realizing part of it was a 10 and 20, so we had to redo this. And we will hold these public hearings on March 13th with a special meeting prior to our planning session. And this will take care of our one-day borrowing for fiscal year 20, because we need to have it all ready to go before I certify the budget on the 15th. So we're getting it done, so.
So we need action on this tonight?
Yes, we do, yep. We need to pass this resolution to set
Okay.
the public hearing for the 13th, yep.
Okay, do we have a motion to set the public hearing for the 13th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye. Item F, consider resolution 2819, setting public hearing on plan and specs for North Missouri Avenue sub-drain project. We're down the drain tonight, John.
Yeah, and this is one of those areas where it is very wet up there in the North Missouri Avenue area. And what this project will do, there's storm sewer up in that area, but a lot of the residents do not have access to that storm sewer, so this will place a sub-drain in the area between the sidewalk and the back of the curb along the west side of Missouri Avenue and the east side of Missouri Avenue, as well as along the west side of North Grand. So this will be a 6-inch sub-drain pipe. Also, along with this project, at the corners we will be needing to replace a sidewalk, so we'll replace those sidewalks with pedestrian curb ramps. And the letting will be, we're setting the letting for March 28th and the hearing for April 1st, so I would recommend resolution number 28-19 be approved.
Okay, I think we've talked about this one as well. Any questions, John?
What's the timeline, John? Hoping to get it done by this fall, or?
Yes, it'd be the summer that we'd do the construction.
Will we have to get easements on the properties, or this is all done in just the right-of-way?
For the sub-drain, we'll, that's within the right-of-way. We will get some temporary easements for the sidewalk construction at the intersections.
Okay, any other questions?
So move.
Second? I'll second.
Okay.
Roll call?
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Item G, consider resolution 2819, setting public hearing on plan and specs for North, that's the one we just done. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Item G, consider resolution 2919, setting public hearing on plans and specs for South Main Street sidewalk and extension project.
Okay, this is a sidewalk extension project that we've been discussing, and what it is along the west side of South Main from 9th Street down past 11th Street, past the hospital, up to 13th Street for the access to the medical clinic. It will include a 5-foot wide sidewalk, as well as at the intersections ADA ramps. Also, we're going to have 2 add alternates, which will include the mid-block crosswalk up at the theater, as well as some curb and gutter work to control drainage at 800 First Avenue. This also will be let March 28th with a public hearing at the April 1st City Council meeting. So I'd recommend approval of resolution 29-19.
All right, the property owners in South Main, have they been talked to regarding all this, where the sidewalk's going?
I have not.
Are there any sign problems here by the hospital? And there's a number of brick-based signs. Are they, I don't know if they're in the,
Okay, the hospital signs are out of the way.
they're out of the way,
Yeah,
okay.
they're behind the right-of-way.
Okay. Any other comments?
And so this goes right up to, I'm just looking at the map here, so when it crosses 13th, it goes just into where the clinic area, correct?
It'll tie into their sidewalk.
It ties into it, yeah, so they can come in and walk right across into it.
Yeah, they have sidewalk against their parking area, and it'll
Yep.
tie into that sidewalk, so it's a
Okay.
connection.
Anything else? Do we have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Next item, item H, consider resolution 30-19, approving purchase of a slaker for the water department. We discussed this at the final session the other night.
Yeah, you bet. We talked about the slaker is the device that at the water plant that puts the lime into the water as part of the treatment process. And we have 2 slakers that handle that workload, and one of them is offline right now. We're looking to replace the components that operate the slaker, and we've got 2 estimates, one with an alternate, I guess, as well on it, for either the 13,008 or the 16,000 and change. But with the additional PLC and motor upgrades, we're looking at a total cost of $17,716. This would install a new slaker with PLC and a variable frequency drive that would help, because we run the lime at such a slow rate, because our plant, we have a lot of capacity at the plant, and it's got 6 million gallons of capacity. We're only operating about 3 million gallons worth of production, so the conveyors work really slow. Sometimes they work so slow that the slaker equipment thinks that there's an error, and so our guys get called out to go repair it, and so that happens over 100 times a year. So for the 17,716, we would replace the equipment with the monitoring controllers, PLC, VFD, and it would eliminate that issue of having to be called out for non-issues, for the belt running slower. One of the things we talked about that night was whether we could, since we have 2 slakers and they're original with the plant, would it make sense to buy 2 of them and see if we could save on some volume pricing that way. And Corey reached out to the supplier, and it sounded like we could get an additional $1,000 off if we got 2 of them. So I think our recommendation is to move forward with the one, get the life out of the other one, and when that one, so then we're kind of offset on replacement. So, but yeah, we'd recommend approval of the 17,716.
Any additional comments?
I would so move.
Second.
Roll call.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
So now, item I, we'll need to consider a motion to go into closed session to discuss acquisition of property.
I would so move.
Second.
Roll call.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
I don't know.
John with the hot hand.